In this video, I'm going to try every single street food in Mombasa, Kenya, like chapati, viazi karai, kashata, samaki, bajia, and so many others, and put them in a 1 versus 1 elimination battle against each other until we find out who the true king of Mombasa street food is, and that food will receive one of these 3 Mombasa street food trophies. For 3rd place, bronze. For 2nd place, silver. And for 1st place, gold. First up, we have chapati versus viazi karai. This video is sponsored by Odoo. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm in Nyali Beach, Mombasa, and this is the legendary Mombasa chapati. So chapati is basically fried flat bread, and when it first came to East Africa from India, it started here in Mombasa and then spread outwards. There's no excuses today. I came right to the source to taste what the real chapati tastes like, okay, unaltered. So chapatis are arguably the most popular street food here in Mombasa, right next to viazi karai, okay? It's neck and neck. Almost everyone eats chapatis, okay? You could find these everywhere at any time of the day in Mombasa. So for round 1, we're only ordering the base versions of these street food so we could see what they taste like by themselves. And then for the 4 that make it to the semi-finals, we're giving them some minor upgrades like sauce or sides so they could compete on a higher level. And for the 2 that make it to the finals, we're giving them the most major upgrades so we could taste the best versions of these street foods. My name is Raymond Kahuma, and this is my first ever taste at the authentic Kenyan Mombasan chapati. Okay. Now that is a chapati if I've ever tasted one, okay? This tastes like dough, if you can imagine, fried. I know I just said that. Chapati could work so well with this other companions, like if you added juice or any sauces. Dare I say, this is one of the best chapatis I've ever tasted in my life. I don't know what the secret ingredient is here. Now I know some people might say I'm chapati biased, okay, for 1 or 2 reasons that I can't think about, but I'm an impartial I'm an impartial judge today. I've not come to play games, okay? Shout out Janet and Rose Kef Kibandaski, okay, for providing me with this excellent Kenyan authentic Mombasan chapati. This is a very strong contender today. It's come out packing a punch. Let's hear from the viazi karai now, okay? Now let me walk out the frame. Viazi karai, you have a long day ahead of you, okay? Now I am on Beach Road, Nyali, which is not too far from where I did the chapati. And this specific area is called Nyali Trade Mart, the home of the authentic Kenyan viazi karai, okay? And you know it's going to be fire when you see it in this little glass box. So viazi means potatoes and karai means pan. So basically these are fried potatoes. And how they make them is they first boil the potatoes and then they coat them in this spice flour and then they fry them. Now I've been informed that viazi karai is more or less a staple food of Mombasa, okay? These people do not play about this particular street food. In fact, just being honest with you guys, I've been informed off camera that if viazi karai gets eliminated in this first round, there's a high likelihood I might be banned from Mombasa City, okay? In all honesty, I just want to tell you guys, I have no part in this race, okay? I'm just doing my job. So this is my first ever taste at the authentic Kenyan viazi karai. I've heard too much about this. It better not disappoint, okay? So this is definitely very soft. You can see why this is a really good street snack. Very soft, very tender, just a lot of flavor, okay? In that masala that they made there. I'm going to group this in the same category as chips, okay? Because it's very oily, it's been fried. I think if I was a Mombasa resident, this would definitely be my street food of choice. But we know that this isn't just a simple street food competition, okay? We're trying to see who can hold their own against the likes of samaki, okay? Muhogo. So viazi karai, I'm not gonna call it yet, but this is a really, really good tasting for my first taste of viazi karai. And now that we're done with the viazi karai, it's time for our first elimination round. It's very loud in this Mombasa city, okay? Let's go and eliminate someone today. Elimination round. Now on one hand, we had the chapati, okay? Versatile little thing, that one. Came and laid it all on the floor. Now on the other hand, we had viazi karai. Now no matter which way this goes, there's no denying the fact that a lot of Mombasa hearts are going to be disappointed today. But let's not be emotional about this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at the stats, okay? In terms of pure longevity, versatility, impact to the game, I think it's undeniable that there's only one clear winner in this game. So with the powers vested in me as a YouTube food critic who has no powers, I declare that the winner of round 1 between the chapati and the viazi karai goes to the chapati. No, I'm so sorry, guys. Chapati is the winner of round 1. Let's hear for chapati. Hey! Good job, Chapati, for making it to the semi-finals of the Mombasa Street Food Kings. Viazi karai, I'm extremely sorry about this news. I know you guys are gonna kill me, okay, but let me make my case. If I were to pick one reason that I'd pick the chapati, is versatility. Chapati just works well with other things. In all honesty, I'd say viazi karai could have equally won this trophy like the chapati. It's a really good, tasty food. I understand the emotional attachment we have to it. And who's to say that these street foods should even be enemies, okay? Viazi karai and chapati combination slaps, okay? Harder than my dad did. No, I got that. Okay, no, guys. Now with the tragic passing of viazi karai, I can now disclose to you what upgrades I was going to give to it if it had made it to the next rounds. Pili pili, kachumbari, and maybe even in the extreme case that it made it to the finals, I was going to upgrade it to viazi tamu ya kukanga. But now that viazi karai has gone home, that entire viazi family plus its upgrades have to go home. We're taking no prisoners today. While I was planning for this video, I realized that there was way too many street foods in Mombasa for me to put each of them into this tournament, so I've grouped them according to food families. Meaning that if one street food gets eliminated early on, its entire food family gets eliminated along with it, okay? The stakes just got higher. Next up is Taffy versus Kashata. Am I too close? Next up, okay, Taffy versus Kashata, let's go. I find myself in Pipeline Migadini, Mombasa. This is Vimoyo Kef, and I'm in the search of the authentic Mombasa Taffy, okay? Now, if you're wondering what Taffy means, that actually stands for rabbit fish in English, which I've never heard of before today. It's part of the Samaki family, and Samaki stands for fish in English. And apparently, Taffy is the most common fish that you can find in Mombasa because it's actually the most populated in the actual waters of the Indian Ocean at the coast of Kenya. Okay, so this is a fresh catch of the finest Mombasa Taffy. Now, as you could imagine, this is a mid to expensive range of street food. Definitely more expensive than the chapati and the viazi karai. And I thought that this would smell a little more like fish, but it doesn't really. I guess because maybe that's right. Maybe I should have figured that out. But this is going to be my first ever taste at the authentic Kenyan Mombasan Taffy, okay? 3, 2, 1. Okay, very tasty, very soft. Overall, this is looking really good. If I had to describe the taste, it tastes like fried fish. I know I don't sound very intelligent right now, but that's the best way I could describe it, okay? Very oily, soft. I would say that this is the best one that I've tasted in Mombasa so far. Now we're done tasting the Taffy, let's taste some kashata. Okay. Now I know that kashata sounds like something I'd name my firstborn son, okay? But that's not what it is. Because I'm in Mwembe Tayali, Mombasa, and for the first time ever on this food review YouTube channel, I'm going to be reviewing a treat. So kashata is a sweet Mombasa treat, and they make it by caramelizing sugar, and then they mix it with grated coconut, and then they shape it like this. Okay, so this is my first ever try at the authentic Mombasan kashata. Keep in mind that this is a high stakes round. If this goes to the next semi-final and finals, it might include some other treats like mabuyu and achari, but you didn't hear that from me. Okay, this is my first ever try at the authentic Mombasan Kenyan kashata, okay? 3, 2, 1. That smells like cake. I don't know what to expect. Very crunchy outside, soft inside, tastes like cake. The taste is like coconuts, but there's a lot of sugar, you can tell. This is really, really sweet. I'm a sucker for sweet stuff. I think this is my favorite snack that I've had in Kenya so far. Feels very authentically Mombasan. Now we're done tasting this authentic kashata. Now let's go and eliminate someone, okay? Time for the next elimination round. Now, truthfully, I don't want to have to eliminate any of these street foods, okay? Each of them is a young, strong, independent Mombasa street food that's just trying to make it in this cruel, cruel world. And if you're a business owner, you probably know how hard it is to stand out from the crowd in your particular business or hustle. So let me tell you about something that might help out with that. Odoo. With its range of over 45 applications, Odoo helps you centralize your business operations under one platform, whether it's sales, HR, inventory, and so much more. Your first app with Odoo is completely free for life, and they also give you a custom domain name that's free for the first year. This should honestly be enough motivation for you to not have too many excuses when it comes to transforming your business. It's extremely quick, by the way, just 4 quick steps to define the type of site that you want. Pick your industry and objective, then choose your color palette and upload your logo so you could have your brand colors on your website. And finally, you can add pages and features, and then you get a theme that you can customize and play with. Now it's kind of up to you to customize it with text, images, videos. First app is completely free, so start leveling up your business with a stunning modern website using the link in my description. Okay, now back to the elimination. between the Taffy and Kashata, two strong contenders, neck and neck right there. It's my proud honor to announce the winner of this here round as the Taffy of the Samaki family. Good job, Taffy. Good job, Taffy. Insanely good job from the Taffy. That is a street food right there, okay? And the fact that the Taffy held its own so strongly, even if it was just one piece of fish in the first round, they didn't really do much. They just fried it and put a little salt, I think, and then it did that well. I'm so sorry to the Kashata and the Treat family, okay? That means that the Mabuyu and Achari have to kick rocks, okay? They have to go packing their bags to their mama. They could go home knowing they tried their best, okay? They had a heavy hitter from the Kashata. It just wasn't enough to land that winning punch home to the Taffy and just like get that knockout, bruh. And now that we're done with this round, next up is Bajia versus muhogo. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm in Paris Beach, Bamburi, and I have a little bit of an interesting one, okay? Because I'm supposed to be reviewing Bajia, but apparently, when you talk about Bajia in Nairobi and Mombasa, you're talking about two completely different foods, okay? In Nairobi, when you talk about Bajia, you're basically referring to the exact same thing as the viazi karai I tried before in the video. But when you talk about Bajia in Mombasa, you're basically referring to something that looks a bit like this. This is the authentic Mombasan Bajia. So Bajia is basically peas flour mixed with baking powder, some seasoning, and then they fry it. Okay, so this is a plate of the finest Bajia known to man in Mombasa. This is a pretty simple snack, very affordable. You could mostly find this in the morning or in the evening. On first sight, this looks and smells a lot like mandazi. This is my first try at the authentic Kenyan Mombasan Bajia. Okay, just gonna take a bite of that. Okay, very squishy on first touch. And this is my first bite. Okay, on 3, 2, 1. Okay. Very much like mandazi. This is a really good snack. I don't know if you can see this, but that's a seasoning inside there. It looks very, very similar to mandazi, if I've ever seen so myself. I'm going to say that this is the most sweet and savory one that I've tasted so far. Very sweet, very savory, very snacky, okay? That's not a real one. Now that we're done tasting this bajia, let's see what the muhogo has to say, okay? So I'm just going to need a cool transition straight to the muhogo, okay? Cool transition. And we're right back to the same exact spot. Because the kiosk that provided us with the bajia that we just reviewed has been so kind as to provide me with a plate of the finest Mombasa muhogo. Okay, now muhogo is just basically fried cassava. So pretty similar to bajia. This is also a very simple snack, very affordable. You could mostly find this in the afternoon onward. In Uganda, we have this too. Pretty popular. Actually, this is the most popular street food in Uganda, if I'm not mistaken. And in Uganda, we call it muhogo. So without further ado, this is my try at the authentic Mombasan Kenyan muhogo, okay? Let's see if that's any different from what I've had before, okay? 3, 2, 1. Very crunchy outside, very tasty inside and outside. I can see how the frying definitely gives it a very oily taste, very tough, crunchy on the outside but tough on the inside, but not too tough in a way that you can't enjoy, okay? Actually, you know what? This tastes pretty similar to chips, also known as chipo in Kenya. Now that we're done tasting both the bajia and the muhogo as the staple snacks of Mombasa street food, let's just go to the next elimination round, okay? So, elimination round. First off, it's like 1,000 degrees in this heat, okay? And I don't want to have to do this, but one of these street food snacks has to go home tonight. On one hand, we had the soft, authentic Mombasan bajia, and on the other hand, we had the authentic, crunchy Mombasan muhogo. Now, just some words of encouragement for both competitors, and in all honesty, actually, it seems to me like, at least so far, the street food in Mombasa has been slightly better than the one in Nairobi, and those aren't just my words, okay? Wait, those are literally my words. It is my proud honor to announce that the winner of this round and making it to the semi-finals between the bajia and the muhogo is Bajia, representing the Bajia family! Excellent classy performance from that little Bajia, that one. But sadly, going home today is muhogo and the entire muhogo family, okay? Tough luck. I was going to include some real superstars in that family like Kachiri, maybe even go so far as to say I was going to include things like limau, pilipili just to spice it up. But hey, this is a cutthroat business, okay? Nothing is guaranteed. You're here today, gone tomorrow. I would like for us to observe a moment of silence for the entire muhogo family. Okay, let's just do that. And now that we're done with that, we only have one last fight in this final round one, okay? Let's hear it from the Pilau versus shawarma. We've made it to the final competition of round 1. I'm in Makadara ground at Famous Cafe in search of an authentic Mombasan pilau. So pilau is basically fried rice mixed with some spices and pieces of meat. So first they fry the spices, then they add the meat, then the rice, and then they dry it. And just like chapati and the rest of them, this first came here to Kenya from the Indian Ocean trade that occurred 100 years ago. Okay, this is now a history channel. Now, there was a point in time that this was my favorite Ugandan dish, and if you remember in the last Nairobi street food video, pilau was a really strong contender. It beat out Virenje in the first round, made it to the semi-finals, and then ultimately lost to the Ugali. Now let's see if this authentic Mombasan pilau has what it takes to redeem itself, okay? Not everyone gets a second chance in this ruthless street food competition. My name is Raymond Kahuma, and this is my first ever taste at the authentic Mombasan pilau. Okay, I'm just gonna get some rice like that, okay? Maybe let me just stack on a piece of meat like that, okay? And just take my first bite at the pilau, okay? So this here goes nothing. 3, 2. I understand it now. Goes a 10 on that one. This is really good, okay? There's a lot going on. This is also a bit unfair because the pilau gets a lot of spices in it. This might be the best blend of spices that I've ever tasted in pilau. It's just right, okay? There's enough spices. I don't know the specifics of spices, but there's enough in here. The meat's also very tender today. Class act from the pilau, okay? Now we're done tasting this, let's go over to the shawarma. Was that a better transition? The shawarma, okay? I'm here at Damascus Shawarma in Chuda, and this is the last true competitor at the Mombasa Street Food Kings, okay? So shawarma is basically just flat bread topped with chicken or meat, some vegetables, and then made into a nice little wrap. Now this is the only wrap that made it to the tournament, and wraps just so happen to be my favorite food on the entire planet. I know I'm supposed to be impartial on this, but okay, no, I'm actually gonna be impartial. That was a joke. That was a joke, okay? Now enough chit chat, more shawarma. So this is my first ever taste at the authentic Mombasan shawarma, okay? 3, 2, 1. This is amazing! Talk about Ngukunayo, bro. And I know that makes no sense. But this makes sense, okay? These guys are gonna kick me out of this country, bro. Very flavorful. A lot of flavor dancing there in my tongue. This bread reminds me so much of chapati since they are both flat bread. So this is kind of like bringing everything together, okay? This smells like garlic. I could smell all the sauces that they put inside. And now to just wrap this up. This can only mean one thing, okay? You know what it's time for? Pilau, shawarma, time to go head to head, okay? Elimination round. Let's go and eliminate someone, okay? Wait, let me pick my shit, it fell. Elimination round. Now, I've seen some pretty tough eliminations in my time, okay? But never anything this close. Because on one hand, we had the pilau coming today to seek redemption. And on the other hand, we had the shawarma who was like, no, wait a second. I deserve to be in the semi-finals of this Mombasa Street Food Championships. So for the winner of this round and taking the final spot in the semi-finals of the Mombasa Street Food Champions, taking the final spot, I think that the final spot between the pilau and the shawarma should honestly go to the shawarma! Shawarma is the winner of the final spot in the semi-final of the Mombasa Street Food King. Shout out to the shawarma! Really good job from the shawarma, okay? Don't know what I'm doing. The shawarma has to be the best tasting snack I've had so far in this entire competition, okay? You could do so many different things with it. It could be a snack, it could be a main meal depending on where you want to take things. It just has the versatility required to take this competition to the next level in the semi-finals. So really good job from the shawarma, okay? And sadly going home today is Pilau and the entire Pilau family. As part of the upgrades, I was gonna throw in some seto, I was gonna throw in biryani, but sadly everyone has to pack their bags and just go home, okay? Now don't get me wrong, wrong. Pilau is near and dear to all our hearts. I'm not saying it's not tasty. I'm not saying it's not versatile. It's just that the shawarma has it beaten out in almost every conceivable way. And just an all-round better food. Unfortunately, this is an even worse performance from the pilau than from the previous street food video. Pilau, I don't know what is happening, but you're just gonna have to start from the drawing board, okay? So in summary for round one, packing their bags and going home is the viazi karai, kashata, muhogo and pilau. And on the flip side, making it to the semi-finals of the Mombasa Street Food Championships are the Chapati, Taffy, Bajia and shawarma. All their families and upgrades are gonna battle it out to get one step closer to that sweet, sweet trophy. First up is Chapati versus Taffy. Welcome to Labor Majengo. This is Kwajone's restaurant and we're kicking things off in the semi-finals on a very high note with the Chapati. But if you thought the Chapati was coming into this alone, you'd be mistaken, okay? Because the Chapati is getting its first upgrades of the night as a Chapati na maharagwe ya nazi. So Chapati na maharagwe ya nazi is basically chapati and beans mixed with coconut milk. We have a very similar dish to this in Uganda. We call this chikomando, okay? Like the actual commandos in movies. But it's slightly different in Uganda because it doesn't have the coconut milk. It's just the beans and chapati. I've heard a lot about this particular dish here in Mombasa, so I'm very excited to try it. Now I'm not sure if you're supposed to be eating it like this, but I'm just gonna mix the beans and nazi, okay, on the chapo like that. And this is my first ever taste at the chapati na maharagwe ya nazi, okay? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay. You just get a closer look at that. This is one of the best chapatis I've tasted so far here. Very soft, very warm, tender. The coconut is introducing a very, very nuanced taste to these beans. It's like an oily dough taste. I think I see why they add coconut to this. It makes it a bit creamy, a bit rich. This is what I'd expect a main meal to taste like in Mombasa. Just gonna add the beans inside there and treat this like a wrap. And lovely. So now that we're done with the chapati na maharagwe and nazi, over to the Taffy and the Samaki family, okay? Roger that, Samaki family reporting to you live from Binti Chiziwi Restaurant Pirates Beach, but not as Taffy, because in this round, the entire Samaki family is being upgraded from Taffy to Pweza. And if you're wondering what Pweza means, bro, Pweza stands for octopus. And that is what I'm gonna be eating today. So how they make pweza is first they capture it, then they boil it, then they fry it. It looks like this right after frying. And personally, I've never eaten anything that looks even remotely close to this. But apparently this is a very niche food here and a favorite among seafood lovers of Mombasa. So this is gonna be my first try at this authentic pweza. I'm just gonna grab it. This is actually quite scary, okay? I'm gonna just grab it by the arm or leg. And I'm gonna just now cut it, okay? In a little piece, like like that. So that is the piece of pweza that I've cut off, okay? Very tender and white on the inside, very crunchy and red on the outside. If I don't make it out of here alive, okay, okay, it's kind of scary, okay? I'm not gonna lie. Okay, 3, 2, 1. It's very chewy, kind of rubbery. I'm trying to give it a really nice taste on the outside, very crunchy on the outside, chewy on the inside. The most similar thing to this is something like shrimp. It tastes somewhere in between fish and chicken, and the actual texture, because each of these legs stroke arms is a muscle, it tastes kind of like rubber, if that makes sense, okay? This is something I could grow to like. It's actually quite good, very salty, very textury. So now that we're done tasting this authentic pweza, okay, let's go straight to the round de la eliminacional. Was that French? We just witnessed a heavyweight battle, first in the semi-finals so far. The chapati na maharagwe ya nazi, dangerous assortment of taste. The coconuts, beans, chapati worked really well together, okay? But on the other hand, we had the pweza, okay? Which has simply elevated the entire Samaki family to another level in this competition with its chewiness and crunchiness. Tonight, one of these heavyweights is going to proceed to the finals, and the other was simply selling us dreams. But before I eliminate one of these heavyweights, I just want to ask you guys to please subscribe to my YouTube channel because we're almost at 100,000 subscribers, and I know I kind of promised to eat an entire loaf of bread last time when we crossed 50,000 subscribers, but I was advised to not do that because it might not be the best message to send to you guys on this channel, and also it might not be the best thing for my health entirely, okay? So please subscribe to my YouTube channel and tell all your friends, family, pets about the YouTube channel as I think of something special to do at 100,000 subs. Thank you guys so much. and I appreciate you guys. Love you guys so much. And yeah, now let's get back to the elimination. So between the chapati na maharagwe ya nazi and the pweza of the samaki family, I award the winner of the first rounds of the semi-finals to the pweza of the samaki family. Pweza of the samaki family. The pweza is definitely the more interesting and tasty street food here and can just represent Mombasa on a world stage, okay? And I've also been accused of being a chapati fanatic ever since that Smocha won the Nairobi Street Food Championships. But as you could see, like I'm not even biased, bro. Unfortunately, chapati na maharagwe ya nazi is going home empty-handed tonight, okay? For the finals, I was gonna throw in chapati pojo, but dreams don't win championships. It has to come from here, okay? For the final spot in the finals, we have Bajia versus shawarma. In the blue corner, weighing in at 100 grams and hailing live from Citadel Cafe, Kisauni Mtopanga, and replacing the Bajia as its upgrade in the donut family is the mitai. So mitai is basically a sweet, deep-fried dough snack coated in sugar syrup. And how they make it is they first make the dough using all-purpose flour, and then they cut it into little pieces. Then they fry it, and then they make sugar syrup, and then they mix the sugar syrup with the mitai. So this is what it comes out looking like, okay? Shaped like a mandazi, but has those little brown pieces of coating on the top. Now today, we're going to try the mitai with a special guest upgrade that goes by the name of uji, okay? Uji basically means porridge. They make this from wheat flour, and I've heard so much about uji, even in Nairobi, but surprisingly in the year that I've been in this country, I've never tasted uji even once. So I'm excited to taste my first ever uji as an upgrade to the mitai. In Uganda we have this too, but instead of calling it uji, we call it buji, so with a B instead of, yeah, at the beginning, just add a B. Smells like mandazi, has that dough smell that's fried. The uji smell doesn't really smell like anything. This is my first ever taste at the authentic mitai, accompanied with some authentic uji, okay? So here goes nothing. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Let me just look at this closely. Tastes exactly like a donut on the inside. I think the sugar syrup really makes it, really accompanies it in a very sweet way. The sugar on the outside surface definitely works really well with the dough, so when you take the bite, you don't even really taste the dough that much. It's mostly like sugary dough, mostly sugar, okay? So, the uji kind of tastes exactly like white porridge, like the white porridge that we all had as kids, but I really like that they added spices to this, okay? And now that we're done with mitai and the uji, let's go over to the... In the red corner, weighing in at 200 grams and hailing God's First Motel Bamburi Wema and replacing the shawarma as its upgrade of the night is pizza. Yes, pizza, okay? Because in Mombasa, there's a kind of pizza they make here that's different from the actual pizza, okay? That one is more like fast food restaurant type of thing. This one is called Swahili pizza, and this is what it looks like. And the way they make Swahili pizza is first they make dough using all-purpose flour, then they fry minced meat, then they put the minced meat inside of the dough, they wrap it, fry it, and this is what it looks like, okay? Also, I put the Swahili pizza inside of the shawarma family because this is the only family I managed to fit it in. Salim, please cut for me a piece of the finest Swahili pizza, okay? He's just removing it off the pan, and I'm narrating. Okay, now it's on the table, and he's slicing it in, okay? Look at that goodness. This kind of looks like chapati on first glance, okay? He has sliced it into 2 pieces. Now it's 4 pieces, okay? I think I can understand why they call this pizza. Thank you, Salim. This looks like a big tortilla. There's minced meat inside there, little green things, which I'm assuming is the vegetables. Thank you so much, Salim. And yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so this is gonna be my first ever taste at the authentic Mombasan pizza, okay?
Karibu Mombasa.
Yes.
Hiyo ni Swahili pizza.
Asante sana, bro. Manze. That's as much as my Swahili goes, okay? 3, 2, 1, yeah.
Nice. Wow.
This is a 10 out of 10.
Really?
Good job.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Chapati very soft and tender. I like the way the mincemeat works with the dough, okay? Very tasty, very savory.
Softy.
So it smells like a burrito. It smells like a tortilla. I can't believe this is street food, man. Like, this is crazy. Pizza in. Take notes, okay? Take notes, okay? Ili chapati ilikuwa tamu.
Huh?
Did I say that right? So now that I'm done tasting my first ever tasting at the authentic Swahili pizza, it's time for the second last elimination round. Elimination round. See, sometimes I can also be simple with it, okay? Not every day serious eliminations. Psych! There's a very serious elimination, okay? Because on one hand we had the mitai, okay? Came into this fight and said, I'm going to be sweet, okay? That was the first jab. I'm going to work really well with the uji. That was the uppercut, okay? And then the combination of the two was going to be the absolute haymaker and a total KO in this fight if a Swahili pizza had not gotten up off the ground and said, I'm going to be tasty, okay? That was a jab. That was the first comeback jab, okay? I'm going to be meaty. That was the uppercut, okay? I have a family and kids to raise, for heaven's sake. I'm losing my mind. Between the mitai and the Swahili pizza, I award the winner as the Swahili pizza of the shawarma family! Let's go! The Swahili pizza was very tasty and meaty, if that is indeed an actual word, and just the perfect blend of fried dough and meat. And unfortunately, the mitai and uji are going home empty-handed tonight, okay? In a perfect world, that could have been the best morning and evening combination, but this isn't a perfect world, okay? Tough luck to the mitai, the uji, and the entire donut family, okay? Our heart goes out to you. Now, having said that, it is my proud honor to announce to you the two finalists in the finals of the Mombasa Street Food Championships are the Samaki family versus the Shawarma family. This is going to be legendary. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the finals of the Mombasa Street Food Championships. I find myself back in Binti Chiziwi Restaurant Pirates Beach, and we're kicking things off in the finals with the final bad boss of the Samaki family. And that bad boss goes by the name of Kamba. And kamba basically stands for lobster. So this is a catch of the finest kamba known in Mombasa city, and how they make it is they basically roast it, add some seasoning to it, and that's basically that. Now this is the final boss of the Samaki family, which has honestly just been running rampant in this entire competition, okay? It has gone unchallenged, but let's see if the kamba has what it takes to be crowned as the king of the Mombasa street food, okay? So my name is Raymond Kahuma, and I'm just going to grab this authentic kamba, which we have just freshly cooked right now. It's whitish, and let me see what the smell is saying. It smells really good. They also added some seasoning to this, so it kind of smells sort of like chicken. Let me just break this. Let's break that authentic kamba piece off. So here goes nothing. 3, 2, 1. Firstly, I don't even think you can eat the outside of this thing, bro. It's very sharp and it's very hard. So I'm only eating the inside. That to me looks like the texture of fish. Okay, very fine. So this has a very chewy, so moist, very, very moist on the inside. Salty. Maybe because it lives in the salt water, I don't know. I'm gonna say that I really enjoyed this. I'd give it honestly like an 8 out of 10. Now on the other hand, we have to listen to the rest of the shawarma family. So yeah, I'm just gonna ask for our final transition to there. So yeah, let's just go and hear from the shawarma family, okay? Yeah. Shawarma family. We witnessed the classic shawarma, then we saw its upgrade to the Swahili pizza, and now I find myself back at God's Fast Motel Bamburi Wema to witness the final upgrade of the shawarma family as mkate wa sinia. Mkate wa sinia is Swahili baked bread, and the variation that we're eating today is called mkate wa tambi, which is baked rice noodles. And how they make it is first they make coconut milk, then they add it to this tambi halwa or vermicelli noodles, and then they bake it and it comes out looking something like this. Also, I'm having it with a glass of the finest ukwaju known in Mombasa City, okay, which is basically tamarind juice. So this is a piece that I've chosen of the mkate wa tambi, and then I'm just gonna pour myself a glass of the finest ukwaju in Mombasa City. Yes, we made it to the finals this far. No turning back, okay? Here is my first ever tasting at the mkate wa tambi, okay? 3, 2, 1. When they were making this, I saw them adding some vanilla essence to it, so it has a very vanilla taste, even though it looks like sorry, I don't mind the way I'm holding it, okay? This looks like noodles but tastes very much like a cake. And for the ukwaju and how it complements it, has a very spicy, very sugary taste. It tastes like kind of like lemon. I've never tasted tamarind before in my life. I'm going to say that this combination here is absolutely exquisite, okay? I'm gonna say this is a very, very good picking for the finals, but this isn't about how I feel, okay? This is about how these foods are going to represent Mombasa on the world stage. So now that we've had the mkate wa tambi, stroke sinia, and some authentic ukwaju juice, let's go over for one last elimination round. We have witnessed quite the fierce battle tonight. On one hand, we had the Samaki family came into this fight, beat out the kashata, beat out the chapati for an absolute upset of the night. And on the other hand, we had the shawarma, which came into this as an absolute underdog, beat out the pilau, went ahead to beat out the mitai, and now is looking to make the grandest upset of the night to win the finals of the Mombasa Street Food Championships. When I set out to find the best street food in Mombasa, I wanted to award this trophy to the tastiest, the most versatile, the most all-round deserving street food I could find in Mombasa. And between the Samaki family and the shawarma family, no one represents those qualities more than the street food champion of Mombasa. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Samaki family of Mombasa. What an absolute star. The Samaki family is our street food champion of Mombasa. A round of applause for the Samaki family of Mombasa. Ah, what a star, what a fighter between the pweza, the kamba, the taffy. There's just so many options you could pick from, and that is the type of taste and versatility that I'm looking for in the one true king of the Mombasa street foods. And by extension, taking second place and the silver street food trophy is the shawarma family. Between the shawarma, the Swahili pizza, the mkate wa sinia, they put up an excellent campaign, and if they could only work on a few things in their game, who knows where they could be. I'm also giving third place to the chapati and the chapati family, okay? I didn't forget about you. Very well deserved. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers, okay? Thank you. And thank you, Adu, for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to click the link in the description below if you want to kickstart your journey with Adu today. And if you like this video, you might like this one where I tried every single street food in Nairobi. And yeah, just click this video. Click, click, click. It's on the screen. Click, click, click. I'm looking at you. Click, 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 click. Okay, no. Okay, but seriously, click and yeah, bye.